Well, one popular actress is proving she can do it all, landing roles in 4 different languages, people, and now she's scaring audiences in Demigod. Cody's standing by with more details.
Cool, I'm telling you, this movie looks so creepy. Elena Sanchez joining us live right now. Elena, how are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you. Before we start talking about Demigod, because it does look great. It looks great. Could you please tell us a story about you hanging from a helicopter, being held by some sort of superhero, flying over downtown Georgia, but screaming in German and cursing in German? What was that all about?
Yes. So that was actually in one of these Spider-Man movies, and unfortunately didn't make the final cut. It's in the deleted scene somewhere, but yeah, the scene was Spider-Man was picking up these girls and just swinging through downtown, and they wanted to film this practically. So I was hanging off a helicopter, holding on to Spider-Man for dear life.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That is fantastic. I can only imagine the calls into the newsroom that day, because somebody didn't know they were filming a thing. They're like, hey, y'all, there's a lady screaming in German hanging off a helicopter. Let's talk about Demigod. Demigod, so tell us a little bit about the story. What is this about?
So Demigod is about a woman played by the fantastic Rachel Nichols.
Oh, I love her.
And her husband, who travel back to Germany after the death of her grandfather to stay at his cabin in the woods. There it is. And in these woods are also some other beings and creatures and witches, such as myself, who begin to make her stay less than comfortable.
Oh, excellent. I'm serious. The trailer for this is so creepy. And you're right, Rachel Nichols is fantastic. She was in Continuum, which was one of my favorite sci-fi shows. Man, I love that show. Let's talk a little bit more about your career. District 8 tribute. You were in the Hunger Games Catching Fire, right? What was that like?
That was amazing. I mean, it was one of my first big sets that I was ever on, and just showing up and seeing these legends, you know, who you grow up idolizing, and suddenly being there and getting to work with them, and just, you know, everything about it was amazing. The costumes, the sets, and I was so lucky to be a part of that. It was a lot of fun.
Now, you do all these stunt works and stuff like that. Do you have like mystery bruises constantly? You're like, I can't remember where I got that one.
Yeah, I do bruise easily, which is not a great thing to happen if you do stunts as I do. But, you know, generally they heal pretty quickly. I do have a couple of scars, but I kind of wear them as a badge of honor, like, oh, that was from that movie, or that was from that one. So
That's great. Okay, so Demigod, it's out tonight in theaters and video on demand, right?
yes, iTunes, Google Play, all those.
Fantastic. I know what I'll be watching this weekend. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Bye. Bye. That background was fantastic, too. By the way, 10 out of 10 for your background.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Art on the wall. You know, we love that.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Back to you, Court.
Thanks, Cody.